and welcome back. I am your host Maddie, and today I have an extra special guest with me. This is Shelby. She is our resident plant expert, and today she is going to give us a little tour of the show garden and show us 3 plants that are popping up for spring, and she's also going to give us some plant care tips for early spring as we go through the garden. So, you excited?
I sure am.
All right, let's get started. All right, first up we have pineapple poprocks. This is such a fun shrub, and it's showing off arguably the most in the garden.
Yeah, it sure is. Pineapple poprocks is probably one of my favorite plants in the spring. It is just such a vibrant yellow color. We've compared it up against many of the other yellow spireas on the market, and we obviously have a bias, but we do just love it. Zone 3 to 8 gets about 2 to 3 feet tall and 2 to 3 feet wide as well.
And who would this be good for?
It would be good for kind of anyone. Spireas are honestly a very easy care plant. It is a great kind of staple in the landscape as well. You'll see it kind of wherever you go.
So if you're a plant it and forget it kind of person, this one's for you.
Sure is.
And tell us about the seasons of change.
Yeah, so it does go through, obviously, its beautiful spring color, but we also get to see some wonderful pink flowers as well as we head into the summer. So that'll be in just a couple short months. And then as we get into fall, you'll see a little bit more of that color turn maybe a little bit red with some oranges in it as well in the foliage. So a little bit of fall color. You get spring, summer, and fall. So
that's perfect. So you start early and you end late. That's what more could you ask for?
Yeah.
All right, let's head over to Potion Lilac. All right, next up we have Potion Lilac. I personally am a sucker for lilacs, and this one just really grabbed me because it's white. And who doesn't love a beautiful white plant early in the spring? We're about a couple weeks away from this plant popping, so you can't quite get it yet, but Nate's gonna add in some photos so you know what it looks like. So yeah, Shelby, tell us about this one.
Yeah, so lilacs. Obviously they're known for their fragrance. Pollinators love it, as well as the hummingbirds. And like Maddie said, we're only a couple weeks away. So if there's lilacs in your neighborhood, obviously take a good sniff of them as you're walking by, but also go to the garden center and get Syringa Pro Potion. Yeah, it is an awesome plant. We don't prune these too often. I don't actually think these have been pruned at all. They were planted about 3 years ago. So, you know, they're about hip height right now, not too tall at all. Mature height's about 3 to 4 feet tall and wide. Zones 3 to 7. So, you know, those colder zones, this is a great plant for you. Yeah, and again, with the pruning, you don't need to prune it obviously very often, but also when you do prune it, you just want to make sure that you're only taking out any diseased or damaged wood from over the winter time. If any kind of stems die off, just take that out. You're not going to take out any of the extra stems or even prune it past spring, because what you would do is if you prune it, you'll prune off all the flower buds that are about to come for the next season. So just keep that in mind. If you do want to prune your lilacs, prune them right after flowering. That's the best time to do it.
So this is a great option because some lilacs do get huge and they do require a lot of maintenance. So if you just want something that you can just plant, let it go and just forget it, this is a great option for you. Yeah, this would be about its mature height, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is about as big as it's gonna get. It's
a little bit bigger.
A lower shrub, but it's great for borders and walkways, and of course you get that beautiful fragrance. So you want it somewhere that you're gonna be able to enjoy that. All right, last up in our standout garden series for spring, we have Silver Scimitar. Shelby, why don't you tell us about this beauty?
Yeah, so obviously we've got Silver Scimitar here with the beautiful blue, pink, and purple flowers. It's one of the first things to pop up in this spring. It started about 3 weeks ago now. So that is just super exciting when we start to see this one pop up, and it gives color for almost a month, if not more, in the garden. So it's something that you definitely need to add if you don't already have it for that nice pop of spring color. It goes really nice with daffodils as well. So, you know, if you have some daffodils that you want to sprinkle into there. And obviously you get those big silver leaves later on in the summer. So once those flowers are done, there'll be leaves that start to push through even more, so that foliage coverage gets even larger, and those long, skinny silver leaves.
Because the leaves get quite big, don't they?
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
So you get some beautiful foliage later in the season.
Totally, yeah. It's a perfect kind of part sun plant. It can handle some sun, but it does prefer, you know, we've got a little bit of dappled shade here as well. So.
All right, so this is a great plant if you want to add some color into your part shade areas, part sun areas, and then you get that amazing silver foliage later in the season. You get it all season?
Yes, it does stay all season, right well into the fall, even I think until we have a few frosts. It needs a really hard frost before you really start to get it killed off. And it's somewhat evergreen actually through the winter. We don't really prune these back at all through the winter, and they do keep that nice form and foliage. Maybe the color fades a little bit, but it doesn't quite even go brown. So it's a nice, you know, addition of texture to the garden as well in the winter.
Oh, that's so fun. We love that. Anything that gives you color from start to finish, that's an A+ in our books. All right, we are going to go find somewhere comfy to sit, and Shelby is going to give us some tips on how to care for your garden this spring. All right, before we wrap up this tour, Shelby, do you want to give us some tips to care for your garden in the spring?
Yeah, definitely. So as you can see, this garden hasn't really been attended to too much yet, but basically some good things to do is clean up any debris that you see, kind of leaf debris, you know, any places where there might be little friends, little critters that aren't always our friends, that might come around and, you know, dig up your garden or things like that. But it is good to still actually leave a little bit of that kind of compost or leaf debris behind, because what will happen is just natural composting of that debris into your soil, which will actually help kind of all those plants getting the nutrients that they need. So that's one kind of helpful thing. Clean up some, but you don't have to clean up every little bit. Other things to do is obviously pruning, so cleaning up any perennials that need to be kind of pruned down to the ground. And just keep in mind that some of your perennials might be evergreen, so they might not need to be pruned back, as well as kind of cleaning up any shrubs, so obviously deadheading flowers, pruning back any dead or diseased wood like we had said before on your shrubs, and then yeah, just kind of general maintenance, obviously putting down some fresh mulch to help with water retention later on, to help keep the weeds out. Do your weeding before you put your mulch down. It'll help, obviously, the weeds to not come back as easily if there's, you know, no flowers that are going to germinate more weeds. Yeah, and it'll also help, kind of keep that pest pressure down as well. So.
And everyone is getting excited that everything's starting to grow. So should we start fertilizing yet?
It's not quite time to fertilize. So depending on where you are, though, you might be already at that stage. So I would say just keep an eye on kind of where your temperature is at in the air, but also your fertilizer really works the best when it's about 20 degrees Celsius, which I think that's probably around the range of 65 Fahrenheit. Could be wrong.
Nate, do the math and put it on the screen.
Awesome. And then, so that's basically when your soil becomes quite active and the fertilizer will start to release in your soil, those kind of controlled types of fertilizer that you can get in the garden center. But also just keep in mind that your plants might not need fertilizer. Your soil might be good enough as it is. It doesn't need any additional nutrients. So if your plant looks healthy, just leave it. I would say you've probably done well with the kind of amendments that you've done to your soil, whether it's compost or different things that'll help to add nutrients. So just know that you don't have to add fertilizer.
Well, I love all of these tips because really you just kind of have to clean up a little bit, nothing too crazy this stage, and you don't have to fertilize yet. So really all you have to do is get out of here with a rake, do a little bit of tidying, maybe prune off some dead branches, and you're good to go. How nice is that for an easy spring?
It's great. Perfect.
The inside of your house spring cleanup, that's a whole other video, so we'll get there later. But thank you so much for watching, everyone, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more content.